Hi everyone! So in this video, in this weekly overview of week 4, I want to talk a little bit about your upcoming assignment. In this week, you'll be reflecting on the work you did in Unit 1 in 101, specifically the personal essay that you wrote. At the end of every unit in O11, you'll turn in some kind of reflective presentation or journal entry that thinks a little bit about what you learned in the 101 unit that's just ended. So this is a kind of assignment that you can expect at the end of each of the 4 units in our O11 course. So you can see that your O11 to-dos are to submit this journal by Wednesday, journal or presentation by Wednesday. Click on the link and complete the student survey for Unit 1 so that we can be updated and have information on how the experience is going. And then over in 101, your tasks are to submit the Unit 1 personal essay assignment by 9:18 at midnight and complete the Unit 2 understanding plagiarism quiz by 9:18 at midnight. So what I want to talk about in this video is just a little bit more about the journal presentation itself. So I'm going to go to the assignment details. And I mentioned here that one of the things I would like you to focus on, particularly if you're creating a journal entry, is focusing on organization and creating strong, organized paragraphs with topic sentences that are really clear. So there's going to be a couple reflection questions you can choose from, and the task that I'm going to ask you is that you are very thorough and organized in picking 2 of those and answering them. So what I don't want is a Microsoft Word document that just has, an answer to all 5 of the questions or however many questions are listed on the assignment, or a PowerPoint that just lists the 5 questions and then has a 1-sentence answer to each of them. What I'm looking for is work on creating organized paragraphs. And there is a helpful article that I linked right here about topic sentences. It's actually also about paragraphs that I found on the Indiana University Bloomington website. Sometimes I like to pull from different writing centers, get their opinions. This is a really nice little breakdown of paragraphs and topic sentences, paragraph structure with advice on creating strong paragraphs. So if you want to reference, this is kind of a nice one, a little bit of a refresher on creating good topic sentences and strong paragraphs. As for the assignment itself, just going to click and show you exactly what's entailed. So you can see that the task is to write a journal or presentation on personal essay. And it says for this project, you will reflect on the Unit 1 assignment and answer 2 or more of the prompts. So you can answer more than just the 2, but I'm not looking for a 1-sentence answer to all 4 of them. You can see right here that you have a couple different options on how you want to complete this assignment. You can write a 1 to 3 paragraph journal reflection in a Microsoft Word document. You can plan and present a short presentation, however you want to record that and upload that file. Or you could create a visual aid like a PowerPoint or a Google slide or some kind of multimodal vision board or video and submit a link to that as your submission. But in all of these options, what you're going to do is pick 2, maybe 3. And honestly, it might not be a bad idea to pick 3 because then you could answer each one in its own separate paragraph. And respond to these prompts. So the prompts that you're being asked are, what was the hardest part of the writing process for you in Unit 1? And that means in Unit 1, 101. So what was the hardest part of the writing process in completing the personal essay for 101? What tip, habit, strategy, or resource was most useful in helping you to overcome or navigate that stage of the writing process, and why? What part of the writing process was the simplest for you to navigate in Unit 1, and why? What tip, habit, strategy, or resource was most useful in making that stage of the writing process a personal success, and why? You can notice a trend that I'm adding the and why here, because just saying like the hardest part of the writing process for me in Unit 1 was writing the outline. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for a little more reflection. The purpose of these end journals that you're doing in O11 is to think back on what you've learned. And when you answer things like, what helped you get through hard parts? What parts did you struggle with? You're doing that important critical thinking reflection that we read all about in the Unit 1 essay about defining critical thinking, where you're engaging in a reflective process. If you tell yourself, I really struggled with time management in creating this outline, that should be a moment where you reflect and say, you know what? I need to do a better job breaking up the assignments in the next unit. So the purpose of this is to reflect on what you've learned with the hope of learning something and really internalizing what you've learned, and also being able to carry some of the lessons you learned into the future. So for instance, if one of your habits or strategies was to take your paper to the writing center and it was incredibly helpful, that should be a moment where you reflect on that and realize perhaps that's something you should do with every paper. Or if you realize that annotating really helped you to understand, that's a moment of reflection where you think, you know what, I should probably annotate everything I have to write about. So this is kind of a learning opportunity to do some reflective writing and really think about what you learned and how you can put that into practice to help you in later units. So as you can see, if you would like it, there is a brainstorming chart attached here that you can click on and that will help you come up with ideas. And then one of the tasks here is to select 2 or more prompts to answer. And I really wouldn't answer more than 3 because I think that's just going to cause you to kind of be in a situation where you're maybe not focusing enough on fully answering the prompts that you chose. Revise as needed. And then you'll see that depending on which type of the option that you chose in order to present the information, you'll see the different requirements. So if you decide to do a presentation and do it on Screencast-O-Matic, or record it on Zoom in your own like Zoom window, you can do that. You can open a Zoom window and just record you doing a presentation. If you choose to do any of these things, you can see the item descriptions. You can see exactly what's expected of you for each option. And again, the format that's expected. And then you would submit by uploading either a link or a Word document. And that's pretty much what you have to do for this unit.